Hey. Well, we'll see how it goes, hey? I don't think it was ever the sound that was the issue, it was just maintaining the picture. So we'll see. Hey guys, I appreciate you coming in, but Naomi's streaming as well, so if you have the time after this, please go and check her out. And so I was just thinking of streaming for a little while, just to see if this connection can hold for longer than half an hour that we have for Bastion, because I would love to continue streaming FF7 obviously. Good, I'm glad to. Steve, hello. As I say, it's great, thank you very much for coming in, but Naomi's streaming, go and watch it. I'm literally not trying to take anybody's thunder. I suppose I could do. That's a good idea. If I could do it off my phone. Which I know you can do, just trying to remember how. Also a name, because I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting people to come in and have a look. I might actually have to fire up the laptop, which would take ages. Just go and watch it. Yeah, so the idea is not actually to do much with this, it's just to test how long my connection will hold out for. That's why I've got it on the lowest settings possible, and obviously to make sure that you guys can actually see it properly. Ah, thank you. Look at you knowing things. I know you can do it on a phone, but I've had to do it just using the actual proper code before instead of just pressing buttons. Anyway, his forehead hurts. And I know what people said. I need to sort out emotes and stuff and things. His name's actually Squall. There you go. So yeah, I'm going to probably do this long enough to do the Ifrit fight maybe. Oh, that's good. There's only 2 people left in here now. One of them will be me, so that's all good. Everybody's realised, oh, he's not actually saying anything, he's not actually doing anything. That's fine. How is the sound and picture? Excuse me. Yeah, so the reason I'm doing 8 is just because it's low enough, thank you, low enough res, just to try and replicate what we'll get with 7. But if having this on the lowest settings still means that picture's good for you, I mean these games are 20 years old, so it shouldn't affect it too much, but it will just put less stress on my connection and also still give you picture and sound. Then that's the balance that I want. And if it's okay for half an hour, we'll try, fingers crossed, we'll try and trust it later and do FF7 part what, 11 it'll be. That's fine. I haven't done it yet. We'll do it in a bit. Do some ladies thirsty. Early-ish. Well, it's 7 o'clock in the morning for you. So this is what it's really like on the mean streets of Derby University. So yeah, another reason why I've got no laptop working at home is just put less stress on it. So that's why I have the chat on the screen. I know it makes things more difficult for you because it's even more windowed than what it would be normally. Obviously I have the chat on the phone, and my phone's not on the Wi-Fi, so there you go. Thinking of all possible avenues of rubbishness. Oh, there you go, I did actually knock the mic. So yeah, you guys have to do me a favour, and if anything drops out, just let me know. You have to be cruel to be kind. So yeah, with the FS series, I'm still debating whether or not or what to do once I've finished 7, because that won't be very far away now. Well, at least hope not. We're already into Disc 2, and then the question will be, what do we play after that? This is on the list, and what I'm doing now, I won't have this as the first part, as I put in the title. This is just a connection stress test. So, for example, I probably should actually go and get the GFs in the computer menu. The study panel, yes. Right, okay. We won't go wandering around Allen Garden or do any levelling up outside. Maybe we should do some levelling up, do some battles outside to begin with, just to test it. So like when I actually played this game for me properly, instead of going out into the world, I went straight to the training centre as soon as I could. Obviously did some battling outside just to level up. So I'm literally only here to pick up Questcall and Shiva. There we go. Good thing is I actually understand the junction system. Now I never struggled as much as Rob did, for example, because I just autoed it. I'm done. Yeah, so say autoing it always seemed to help. So what I'm going to do is just jump. There we go. Junction GF or Junction Questcall. Actually, I'm going to be picky. There we go. Want it that way around. So yes, this is not morning stream, but certainly early afternoon stream. Even for me. So if it sounds like I'm not awake yet, it's because I'm not. Just had breakfast. I tell you what, let's be a bastard in this run through. We don't care about Selfie. Even though normally I would ask her if she's alright. No, we don't have the time for you. Not this time. Screw you. See ya. To be fair to her, she's still cheery. She has there's no reason why she should be. There we go. Now, cross fingers, touch wood. We've done 10 minutes, 11 minutes so far, and it doesn't seem to have dropped out yet. I'll have to go check it later. Obviously this is an earlier time of the day, so fewer people are using tinterwebs. we'll see how it is later. I know Shell streaming later today, but I'll check in with guys that are also intending on going, just so we're not splitting an audience. We'll see how it goes. And if we do get problems, then I'll just kill it. I'll kill the stream. So I think from the Bastion stream, the big thing was when there was too much going on at the same time that it just couldn't handle it. So the big thing here will be the battles. Obviously all the cutscenes, well, the first cutscene seemed fine. We're getting some big tests on it. Yes, Christy, so I know how to junction. I even know how to kill the tutorial, which is nice. Yes, the running around the world is fine. I don't really have an issue with that. I never thought that would be a problem. The first cutscene was fine. It'll just be the battle in here. Let's see if we can actually do what we need to. So we will actually do some. Oh, we will actually do some battling. Don't want any of that. We want boost first. And this is something I do like about the learning abilities for the GFs anyway. Right, let's see how we go. Run around the map. Again, what I should do is, as this is a test, I should just stick the cheats on really, just have fast movement and limit breaks all the time. That's what I should do. I suppose we could do the first battle, go to at least one, and with one fairly. Although, look at like, when I downloaded this again, I did realise that I really hadn't done all the trophies. When I played this, I basically did the first disc and a half properly, and then I just fed through the rest. I got bored or fed up or something else came out, and I flashed through it. I think I did the last 2 discs in the same day. So I really didn't do trophies, and I'm thinking, well, looking at the trophy list, it's doable. It's really doable. I really should actually fill this hole in my collection. Is the junction system like chips? Similar. How did that battle hold up for you guys watching it? It seems okay on my screen, but we'll see. So yeah, if you wanted the juncture, excuse me, juncture system tutorial. Obviously you've got each character, so Score for example. When junctioning, you have to junction a GF. So you can junction different GFs to different characters. You can only junction one GF, Guardian Force, Summon, Esper, Aeon, whatever you want to call them. You can only junction one to a character at a time, and you can only have 3 characters in the party, so you get a maximum of 6. And different GFs will then give you access to different abilities. So as I have already junctioned Quizzical to Skull, and you can see there in the bottom left hand corner that it means that we can then junction magic to, or different magic spells to different categories. Now this doesn't give me access to HP, Strength, Vitality or Spirit yet, or any of the ones on the right hand side, but it gives me access to junction magic to magic. So what you would have to do is then go through your magic list. I'll say I have here, just go through to magic, and then I can junction either Cure or Fire to that ability and hopefully improve it. I can't yet because I don't have enough Fire to make it any better. But the idea is that if you have enough GFs with enough abilities unlocked, so if we go into GF and Quizzical, so we're learning boost at the moment, but we can learn junction magic to HP, junction magic to vitality, and after we already learned junction magic to magic. So when I learn these 2 abilities, I'll then have the ability with Quizzical to junction magic to magic, vitality, HP, and it'll make the Skull stats better. hopefully that makes sense. Obviously, different summons have different abilities. So Shiva has strength, vitality, and then you can blend together the different GFs that you have to make sure that you're getting an even spread, I suppose, of the abilities that you have. So we will do the abilities just to make it fun. This is what makes the game a lot easier if you want it. We can just do Scorpion Execution. Which is why I say, this is why we're not doing this as like the first part of FF8 run through, just because this is kind of cheating. But I just want to show you. Okay, so, or maybe what I should do is clip that little bit and send it to Rob and say, this is what it means. I know he knows what it means now. I know that. I will need a guide at some point. There are a couple of trophies that are difficult but complicated. So with Squall's Limit Break there, you have to press R1 when the lines go through the bar, just so you actually do a better attack. And same with his normal attack, so you can press R1 as he swings a gun blade to shoot enemies as well as actually hit them physically. So I can hit now and now and now and now. With Quistis, she is a blue mage, so she learns abilities from other. She learns abilities from other enemies. I just basically want to do enough now to show you what happens when the GFs learn an ability, and then we'll go and do a fight cavern. Now, to be fair, I actually don't mind using the cheats when you're grinding, because it just makes it quicker. But I do mind when you're doing story stuff. Both those GFs have now learned their ability. So if we go back to the path, well, I wanted to go back to the path, but there we go. So while you're in the world map, if you're on a path, you don't get any random battles. It kind of stops that mechanic from being in place. So if I stand on here, or just walk through this path, I can go straight from Balam Garden to Balam Town, in the distance over yonder, if you can see it in the very top of the screen, without any battles. Obviously if I just then go back onto the world map onto the green part, which I'm going to do in a second, then I can do, because that's where we're going to head to that cave. So both the GFs that we have learned boost, and then now you can just pick out which of the next abilities that you want. So I could learn either of those that we saw earlier, but with Questcard I'm going to learn Card command, because I like it. And with Shiva what we're going to learn. Now generally I just go to whichever one has the least amount of AP that you need to boost up. So normally I would just go to Refine Water and Ice Magic from an item. But for the purposes of now we're going to learn Strength. That's what we'll do now. So if you go into the junction menu, actually not with these, but with the different abilities that you learn that are in there, you'll sometimes be able to junction abilities that GFs have learned into your character. So for example, if we go back to Questcall, if we learn magic damage plus 20, when we've learned that ability we'll then be able to junction it to Skull and his magic will go up. There you go. Again, normally I would like to do a lot more levelling before heading into here. Not that you necessarily need to. No, we're not going to learn this. This is like, we're going to get rid of that. I'll already know. What was I talking about? Quickly, I can't remember everything around here. Oh yes, with scaling, you don't necessarily have to level up in this game. In fact, you can do it on the lowest level and it's fine. You can just turn things into cards, like random battles into cards if needed. We'll do 40 minutes just because we won't need that amount of time. I'm just doing it Shit to giggles. Yeah, you don't actually have to level up. The enemies scale to the level that you are, so I think there's a range of 4 different levels, I think from 0 to 10, 10 to 40, 40 to 70, 70 up, I think, from recollection. I can't remember. I do have a guide for this, but hell knows where that is now. It could be here, it could be in the other house. If it's in the other house, I have no idea where it is. To be fair, if it's here, I have no idea where it is, but I do have the guides for 7, 8, 9 and 10. You have to remember these games came up before like game FAQs was a thing. Don't know video guides on YouTube, none of that. So the paper guides are invaluable. My one for 7 is a bit tatty because I bought that on the Mega Mine. But the ones for 7, 8, 9, 10, and I might have one for 10 too. They were pristine when I last saw them, whenever that was, a few years ago. So we're just going to draw magic. So again, the way that you use magic is different, and that you have to draw spells from different draw points, which you'll find dotted around the world. I've got this enemies week. Different draw points from the world, or you get them from enemies, and then those magics are assigned to a character or whoever's drawn them. Now, after me giving it the big one of, oh, we don't need to level up, blah blah blah, kind of do really, because Ifrit is can be a tough fight if you don't know what you're doing, or if you don't have at least some leveling. So we are going to do a bit of grinding. You say, for example, this is a draw point. You can see the pinky lines on the screen. So this draw point contains fire. It means that we can just take some from this draw point, and I can assign it to either Skull or to Quistis. The little symbol means that Skull actually has its junctions to a characteristic already. So we've got an 11 more fires. That means now that when we junction magic, say we take this off, if we remove fire, Skull's normal stat for it is 7. If we now junction fire to it, it increases to 8. So the fact that we now have more magic actually helps him in that regard. So if we actually use some in battle, that stat might go down. What we're going to do is, because Skull has Thunder and Quistis doesn't have it, we're just going to give that to her, because it might mean that her stats go up. We don't want all the magic to be on one person, we want it to be evenly spread out. So we just assigned Thunder to Quistis. It sure is, Andy. It's literally, oh, so you've got 4 enemies in this time, so this would be a good test for actually can connection hold it. We'll show you a GF, as it all the time we'll use them both. Yeah, this is just to see if the connection will hold, because I would love to do more FF7. I don't mind necessarily about the Tuesday streams, because the indie games are too good. Ooh, actually, how do I... Yes. So the boost ability that we learned is what's in the bottom right of the screen. So if you press on the touchpad, you can change the menu to this, and the more times that you press square, the more the attack power goes up. Anyways, the GM perfect. Thanks, Andy. Yeah, I know that our connection probably won't hold anything that's any good, any like that's recent, that needs any decent amount of graphics. But I just stuck this down to the lowest settings, thinking, well, the game's 20 years old anyway, so it probably won't affect the graphics too much. It'll put less stress on the connection system, and maybe I will be able to continue with FF7, because I would really like to. I miss seeing you guys. I know we've been chatting all the time, but I want to kind of do it. And who knows, maybe I will be that guy. I will be the FF guy, and while it's down, I will do 8 on Tuesdays or random streams. I don't know. Or maybe I'll put the Tuesday stuff to bed temporarily. We'll do 7 at normal time, and if I fancy streaming, if I feel like it, then I could always use this or something else. Basically anything PS1 related. So basically at the end of this area will be where Ifrit is. And what we would need is we would need Shiva, definitely, because she has all the ice attacks. But as I said, we can't leave the cavern. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of grinding. We're going to try and get some cure spells. Do some leveling up at the same time. So we can't draw any cure from the bomb, but Score can draw fire, and you can stock it, and it'll help that magic stat that it has. So he's got 3 more. You generally find that the enemies won't give you a huge amount of magic spells. You might get like every so often, but generally they'll give you a few. Oh, so this is an exam for Squall. So similarly to how FF7 does the same thing, it gives you a timed bit at the beginning, 8 does the same thing. You can specify either 10, 20 or 30 minutes, but I always give myself, you don't gain anything for giving yourself less time, so I just gave myself 40. Just so we could wander around the 5 cavern and do a little bit of grinding, but not too much. Let's go level up. So you can see that the GSF abilities as well, or the Guardian Forces or the Summons, they have levels too. They also level up as you go along. And again, if anybody that's played, turn around. So anybody that's played 7 or watched me stream 7 and is now watching this, you will see that the battle system, while being the same in that it's turn-based, you have your people on one side and the enemies on the other. The actual mechanics, apart from attack and item, are completely different. You still have summons, but they work completely differently. And so, for example, in 7, you have to wait until you leave Midgard to get your first summon, and even that's a secret one with Chocomog. Here, it's just given to you straight away. What was I going to do? I wanted to see how many spells we had of each. So we only have 5 cure spells currently. We need more. Again, bombs, they don't have cure, so we're just going to draw some for Skull. Right, okay. Okay, I would say like with a lot of things, I would say either 7 or 10. They are the top 2 in my list, in my ranking. So the reason is, I've always got a reason behind it. The best composer that they had doing these games is Nobuo Uematsu, and he did 1 to 10. He might have done a track for 11, but I'd have to check that. And I'm even thinking with 10, I don't know if he did all of the tracks for 10, or whether it was him plus others. Because I've got a feeling that it might have been other people helped him, well not helped, but he'd left before 10 was complete. I could be wrong on that. I can't remember which one it is that he left during production. The first 6 obviously are NES and SNES, so you're not going to get as comprehensive sound files, although there's obviously tracks in all of those games that are going to be good, but obviously it was more limited than when you had games on CD. So I kind of narrowed it down from that to 7, 8, 9 and 10. The not necessarily problem with 8, it does have some kind of wacky, because it's more of a futuristic kind of game. There are some tracks that are odd. But yeah, personally, I would say 7 or 10. Again, these are completely different types of games. So, if anybody has watched either Shell or Jack stream 10 recently, will know that 10 is a lot more laid back. You do get some tracks in there, like Otherworld at the very beginning, in Zanakin. That's heavy metal, which again is slightly incongruous, but you know, it is what it is. It's still quite a decent song, and it fits at that point of the game. But generally with 10, the soundtrack is a lot more laid back because the kind of world it is. But it fits that world quite nicely, and again 7, I just think it fits the world. Again, you're always going to get some clunkers in every one, but as when we did part 9 with Eris, that City of the Ancients theme is fantastic. I love it, and there's other tracks in 7 also good. The thing is, like the soundtrack for 7 is 4 discs long, 80 songs, maybe more. Some of them are just the victory fanfare, which is what, 10 seconds. And some of them are proper pieces. You think like One Winged Angel, that kind of stuff, and it holds up. I'm really actually. I've never said it before. Excuse me, but when the remake comes out, for on digital download, instead of those people that have got it already today, the lucky bastards. When it comes out, that's probably the thing that I'm looking forward to the most, and actually listening to that soundtrack and seeing what they've done, what they've added in, and just seeing updated versions of songs that have been with me for 20 years. Again, going by the demo and everything that I've seen and heard, they've nailed it, but we will see how we go. So yeah, this is the complete opposite of what I would actually do on stream, because normally when I'm streaming I do all the grindy stuff off stream. That's not good. Yeah, normally I would do this kind of stuff off screen and you would just see the story and main gameplay bits. Really I should just draw Blizzard to this, because we're going to need it for the Ifrit fight, or maybe we might need it for the Ifrit fight. Yes, to say I would not be doing this on stream. This is the boring stuff of just repeatedly doing the same battles over and over again, preparing for the actual story stuff. But as this is just a test, which I've said, I was honest. I kind of got it. I mean, if I lose it doesn't really matter. The whole point of this is to make sure that the connection holds out. And so far it's been 35 minutes, and as far as I'm aware, it's fine. Really should have actually used Skull's Gunblade for this battle, but there we go. Items, do we have them? We've got a few potions, okay. So we've probably got enough. We've got 200. So let's just do it. We'll give it a go. If we can beat Ifrit, then we beat him. And if we don't, we don't. You know what? Oh, Christ. Typical. Either way, it's fine. Run away. Run away. Yeah, I know. Also, I've kind of taken everything away. So my laptop isn't running. It doesn't run Twitch, for example. I still have Twitch on my phone, but that is on my phone connection and not on the Wi-Fi. So I've tried to make it as easy as I can. We will see. We'll see later. If it works, it works, and if it doesn't, but I'm actually kind of thinking, you know what? This has been half an hour. What's the worst that can happen? And I'll go through the stream later once I've finished if it's quite either good or bad. I like the boss battle for music here too. Oh, actually we've got 29 blizzards. So basically we're just going to spam ice attacks at different. That's obviously what it's weak to. Now, at the moment I have no elemental junction defense, so if I had, I would have junctioned fire to defense, or elemental defense, and his attacks wouldn't have been as strong. That's something for down the line. But again, as you saw there, when I summoned Shiva, she actually had a bar of her own, and she replaced Christis in those bars. So basically it means that she has her own HP, and if it does any attacks to essentially Shiva, she takes damage rather than the character underneath. So if the GP GPs are different things. If the GF loses HP, that's why I got confused, then they go down. And you can't just use a normal Phoenix down to revive a GF, you have to use a GF item to do so. So yeah, say if a damage happens to Shiva now, she still only has 271 HP. When she reaches 0, that'll be it. But of course I've already got boost for Shiva, so that's why I can still do this and boost her attack power. Do more damage. And again, if I press square while the X is over the hand, it sends it back down to 75. So it's another little mini game that's gone under the radar. You don't, to be fair, you don't need GFs throughout the whole of the game. Eventually your attack will scale up and you'll be more in your interest to actually just use your normal strength attacks, physical attacks. So this is basically how this fight is going to go. And good dodge. Christis is just going to summon Shiva, and Squall is going to cast Blizzard. It's a bit of a spam way to do it, but hey, it's the best way, I think. Because I don't think Squall's physical damage will reach the 70 that the ice spells are doing. And his Quest Kettle GF won't do the damage that Shiva's doing. And I could do GFs for both characters, just have both Quest Kettle and Shiva attacking at the same time, but I want to kind of leave Squall aside for healing, just in case. I don't think I need it. I think we'll be fine as this is, to be honest. Oh, nope. Oh, there we go, see. Not so bad. So we didn't receive any ESP. Thanks for the give out. That's it, G returns, that's what revives. And we now have VIII's card. Big thing about this game, what it has over any other FF, is that its card game is easily my favourite minigame. Oh look, Christis wants to explain more stuff, but we don't need that. We don't need it. But as we now have the GF Ifrit, we can then go into abilities. What we're going to learn first, we're going to learn Boost. Yes, Triple Triad. Easily my favourite of the card games and probably my favourite minigame. So, GS. So, Ifrit can learn, or can assign Strength. We're going to give that to, actually we're not going to give that to Shiva, sorry, we're not give that to Christis because Shiva and Ifrit are opposite elements, and so they'll kind of counteract each other. So we're going to actually give Ifrit to Squall. And now we can assign magic to our strength as well as magic, so it should improve any physical attacks that we do with Squall. And again, as I say, the more magic we have, the more it boosts it up. The stronger type of magic it is, the more it boosts it. So something like Ultimate will be better than Fire, but we don't have access to Ultimate quite yet. So let's see what kind of damage Squall's doing now with the blade. Only a little bit extra. It will scale boxing more. The difference with more as you go along. Also, in this game, the attacks go up to 9999, which sounds silly, but it's actually one of the reasons why I prefer FF to Dragon Quest. One of the things that Dragon Quest does that annoys me is that your attack power doesn't change a huge amount throughout the game. Ooh, dirty bomb. Like if I don't, I've finished Dragon Quest 11, I've platted it, but I can't recall ever actually doing over 1,000 damage. You might be able to at some point, but not as normalcy. And it sounds silly, but I quite like that you can do lots of damage. Obviously they really did boost it up through 12 and 13, where you ended up doing like 100,000 damage at one point, but those are special circumstances. Really, like in 10 you really have to work at getting your strength up that high. And as I've already platted 10, yes. You know, again, one of the reasons why I like, or that I'm going to completely go against what I've just said for FF. In Dragon Ball, I kind of preferred it when they didn't have power levels, and it wasn't all about that. It was about different fighting techniques. So it's one of the reasons why I prefer OG Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z. No, we don't want this. We want character, not character, enemy. So we don't have any enemies there that I can draw cure from. Yeah, so I prefer the original Dragon Ball where there's no power levels. Everybody's not even, but the fights definitely were, and then it felt like each character could win, or each kind of main character or named character could actually win a fight. They probably won't do. Like Chancellor was never going to win a match, unfortunately, because I love that little guy. But it feels like they could, whereas in DBZ, there you go. If your power level is higher, then you win, and that's basically how it works. And it basically just means that only Saiyans and Piccolo have any chance of competing. The humans are just pushed aside, really. Hey, we learned a card. What do I learn next? Card mod, definitely. Yeah, well, Hercule's never going to win anything. In fact, he is one of those characters from the original Dragon Ball when the World Tournament's on that just stand there and go, hey, I'm going to win, and then get immediately smashed. But, you know, everything is wrestling. I love the fact that in DBZ, even at the end, everybody takes a dive so that Hercule could be Earth's champion. So yeah, that was much better damage. That's cool. Who knew levelling up and having better stats would help you? Don't know how Rob could have got to the end of this game and not understood the junction system. Like, not even by accident. Oh, efforts learn boost. So again, we have another G efforts learn. Obviously you'll get, all of these will be filled at some point. But all the GFs can learn different abilities. We are, again, it doesn't really matter because we're not going to carry this on forever. Unless I do actually use this as a beginning. No, actually that's not fair. I don't actually have to play it first doing that. He must have done a lot of grinding. And again, you can it is possible to treat this as a boss run. So you don't actually have to do any grinding throughout this game and it'll still be fine. So like you could get to, because the bosses don't give you any XP. If you can learn the card ability fairly quickly, you can do this as a boss run. Personally, I wouldn't recommend doing it like that. I would just play the game normally. But again, you have to be aware of that. You can spike your enemies. You can be in a particular area. I think if you level, as I said before, I can't remember if it's. I think the first gauge is from 1 to 10, and then I can't remember if the next level cap area is from 10 to 30 or 40. But let's say, for example, it was 30. If you're level 29, the enemies are going to be a certain strength, have certain HP and stats, and they'll probably be fine. And then as soon as you level up to level 30, they will then also scale with you, and they'll get stronger and more difficult. So if you're in an area, if you're in a dungeon or something, you want to be aware of that. Or maybe you don't care. Maybe you're just going to do it anyway. Don't know. Ooh, missed it. But again, it's one of those mechanics that they don't. It hasn't been as obvious or as pronounced. It certainly wasn't in the guides after or before after this. Right. So we made it. Let's go back into Valhalla Garden. Ow. That was my knee, if you could hear it. That was my other knee, if you could hear that. Well, they had like the normal game manuals inside the box, but they did also release guides. So I can't remember the name of the company that did the guide for 7. But I remember a friend of mine bringing the guide to 7 into school, because there are four of us playing it, I think, including him at the time, and it was just help us to think, okay, well, this is what's going to happen next. And I ended up buying that guide off him for a few quid. I've still got it somewhere. It's either in this house or the other house. Then Brady Games took over after that, and I definitely bought the guides for 8, 9, 10, and I think 10 too as well. If I find them, I will definitely put screenshots up. The thing is, with 7 being a bit tatty, oh, we don't need this. With 7 being a bit tatty, I think I did it in pencils. So it's very good of me. Just checked things off as I went, just so I would know what I had done in each playthrough, which I probably should have done for the 7 playthrough that I've done on stream. But I think all the other ones I have were pristine, because they were pristine when I bought them, because obviously I bought them new. And then by the time 12 came out, I was at uni, and it's not that I didn't have the money, because I would have been able to spend a tenner on a guide, it would have been fine, but I just either didn't want to, or Game FAQs was the thing, or just couldn't be bothered. And so I don't have guides for 12, 13, that trilogy, or 15. Cure. You see now, Quistis isn't in the party, so I can't assign magic or anything to her. She's still in this area at the bottom, but she's not in the battle party. And of course, I can save on the world map, and I can save at a save point as well. So the draw points are the pinky ones. The save points are the blue ones, which are the nearest ones in the main hall. It's also in the school's room, for example. Right. Hey, Dad. Morning.
You had something to eat?
Yeah. He's looking after me. Yes, so there's a save point just here, so we'll get to the save point. I'll save. I don't know if I'll actually use this playthrough. I don't know what we're going to do. I might do random streams of 8, we'll see. So I'm going to save. You see my actual playthrough at Ultimisha Castle. See, if you use the speed up stuff, you can finish this game really quickly. But you can see my Christis is only level 27. We'll put that there for now. Normally I just like to grind. So yeah, I don't know what we'll do. So I think we've been streaming for 50 minutes. And fingers crossed everything's been fine. So later today I will try and do FF7 Part 11. I know that Shell is streaming 10 from 7:30, so I will ask her how long she's kind of going for, and we'll try and hit on after her, depending on if we are getting from in going chill this afternoon or this evening. So if that's still going ahead as normal, then that'll go ahead as normal, and I might wait till next week. So just pay attention to Twitter. I've got some messages to send out. That's fine, Andy. You're always welcome to come on in. Yeah, so with the Wednesdays, I think now that I've done this, next week will go ahead, definitely. This evening I will try and work around other people that have already got stuff planned, just because, you know, that's fair. And the Tuesday stuff, all the stuff that I had announced I was doing, obviously we finished Undertale, and I'd started Bastion. Again, I might restart that when I get good connection again. We still have Rogue Legacy and Transistor to play after that. They are still going to go ahead, I just don't know when yet, because I don't want to do a stream that's insufficient quality, that's just going to cut out. It's not good for anybody. That's why this test has been run this afternoon. What I might do though is, because I'm not doing that extra Tuesday stream, is I will do random ones here and there as I go. Maybe some in the early afternoon, just so people have got stuff to watch throughout the day. I don't know. It might be something for me to consider while we're all under house arrest. And again, what that game will be, I don't know. Maybe I'll do 8. Do it again as a proper playthrough, and probably might do a speedrun of it. I don't know. I have 9 downloaded as well, but I'm open to suggestions. And again, if there's anything that's more graphically intense than this that people are suggesting, I'd have to test it. So I know Tiny had mentioned to me about doing the same for Bastion, about testing it just on the lower resolution and stuff, but again, I don't know how that will come through for you guys. It's fine with this because the games are so old, but with Bastion, because it looks so pretty and there's a lot going on, I just don't know whether this will be able to handle it. Maybe I'll be able to do something else that looks better and is less intense. So something more point and clicky. I don't know. We'll see. I'm open to suggestions, so if you've got any, I'll take them from you. Which you can either do here, you can shoot me a message on Twitch, or obviously you can find my links on my bio. So everybody that's in the chat probably knows how and where to find me, but there's a Twitter of the same name. Yeah, fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes. But that's why I wanted to do this morning. Well, I say this afternoon, just to see if it would work, and it seems to have done so. We'll see how we go. Cool. Anyway, thanks y'all. Ooh, whack the mic, for coming on in. I am gonna send us to raid Naomi, because she had announced that she was streaming today, and if I can help her, then I will. It's just that her username is fairly long. But yeah, thank you for coming on in and allowing me to test in front of you, and even just letting me witter for an hour. Hopefully. Thank you. I didn't know. See, it's been that long since I've started. Hopefully, I will see y'all later. But we will see, hey. And hopefully the raid works. I'm doing it off phone, not off desktop. Cool. Excellent. Well, thanks guys. I'll catch you guys down the line. Just remember, these streams are not for honour, but they're for you.